And since October 7th and Israel's war against Hamas, anti-Semitism has surged on U.S. college campuses. And so on Tuesday, the U.S. Congress took the matter into its own hands, questioning the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania in a House hearing. Let's take a look. Jewish students' reports of harassment on college campuses and pro-Palestinian protests were at the center of a congressional hearing of the House Education and Workforce Committee. The presidents of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the University of Pennsylvania, and Harvard University refused to testify that calling for the genocide of Jews violates their campus's rules of harassment.
Dr. Kornbluth, yes. At MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Yes or no? Calling for the genocide of Jews does not constitute bullying and harassment?
I have not heard calling for the genocide for Jews on our campus.
But you've heard chants for intifada.
I've heard chants, which can be anti-Semitic depending on the context, when calling for the elimination of the Jewish people.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the
yes
speech
or
becomes
no?
If the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide? The speech is not harassment? This is unacceptable, Ms. McGill. I'm going to give you one more opportunity for the world to see your answer. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The president of Harvard gave similar answers and refused to say it was against Harvard's rules, and the committee members were not impressed.
Do you know what the #1 hate crime in America is?
I know that over the last couple of months, there has been an alarming rise of anti-Semitism, which I understand is the critical topic that we are here to discuss.
That's correct. It is anti-Jewish hate crimes. And Harvard ranks the lowest when it comes to protecting Jewish students. This is why I've called for your resignation, and your testimony today, not being able to answer with moral clarity, speaks volumes. I yield back.
The university presidents did acknowledge that anti-Semitism was a serious problem on their campuses, but none were able to offer any answers regarding concrete solutions to address the problem.
We have work to do. I agree.
Well, I keep hearing that. I think you have a need for leadership or a need of federal intervention to cut off the resources that allow this mission that's failed to continue.